Chairman of the Committee for Members in Entrepreneurship and Public Service, Honorable Central Council Member C. Rajkumar Ji Adukia, Vice Chairman C. Dilip Apte, Coordinator for the Forum of Entrepreneurship C. Subhash Depri, of the dais, Past President Uttam Prakash Ji Agarwal, Past President Kamlesh Bhai Vikam Se, Past President M. Chitle Ji, galaxy of past chairpersons of WIRC, seniors in profession and dear friends. Today it is a very auspicious day for all of us that our Honorable Minister of Railway, C.S. Rajji Prabhu is here, and the very purpose of today's interaction is to encourage our young chartered accountants and future chartered accountants for the entrepreneurship and public service, as he is giving service to our nation. Let us hope that various future chartered accountants and our young of our chartered accountants give the same to you. So, because he is very short time, I will not go with much formality. At the outset, I request our committee chairman, C. Pankaj Jain, to welcome our minister, sir, with the floral bouquet. Pankaj will welcome him with floral bouquet. Sir, I very quickly invite Nayanji Pasari from Bombay Chartered Accountant Society to please welcome with floral bouquet. Chamber of Tax Consultant, President Avinash, please come fast. Anybody from STP? Chamber of Tax Consultants was behind CBT, sir, for data extension. With these words, I request our own, because he is in hurry, so I straightway request our Minister Surajji Prabhu to address us.
So, good afternoon, friends. It's always a great pleasure and a sense of fulfillment when you come and meet your fellow professional members and spend some time with them. I do that as much as possible. In fact, today also, when I learned about this program, it was my visit was already planned. But we tried to squeeze in some time. I'm very sorry that I have to leave in another few minutes. But I'm very happy to be here. My good friend and our past president, Mr. Kamlesh Vikam, is sitting here. He'll tell you, once he came and told me about this plot, which we are almost lost. And this plot of land, Mr. Joshi was a MMRDA commissioner. I called him, I said, whatever happens, I never ask you for any plot of land anytime. But for my institute, whatever happens, you must give this plot of land. And so credit goes to the good friend, Mr. Vikam C. He immediately went to Mumbai, met him, and we got a plot of land. And nice to see. First time I'm coming here. That's why I'm mentioning this. So, also I know today is the 1st October. Till last night we didn't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And therefore, when I requested our finance minister, he immediately considered it. And today it is extended, so we are sorry about this, all this what must have happened, some of the turmoil in the minds of others. But I thought it's a good idea to do this because then at least more chartered accountants would have come if they had finished the tax audit yesterday. If they had come here, then there would not be any place for anybody to stand. So I think it was in a way, but really sorry. We should be more responsive to the needs of a professional. This is a job of a government. Many of you, I don't know whether Shailesh Bhai, Shailesh Harivak, oh, he's here. He asked me to tell about two, and then of course my good friend Mukund Chitale asked me to speak about one point. So he's here. Just before that, I think this is something which is organized for promoting entrepreneurship, right? I don't have any competence, ability, and credentials to speak about it because I would have myself been an entrepreneur. Of course, sometimes people feel that being in politics is entrepreneurship because without investing anything, you can do business. But one thing is sure that as we grow, each person in the country will have to be an entrepreneur, which in reality we are. If you really look at it, even today, 2/3 of our population is, if not farmers, they are dependent on agriculture. Not all of them, but most of them who own farming and who invest in farming are all great entrepreneurs. The greatest attribute of an entrepreneur is to take risk. There is no one else takes worse risk than entrepreneur himself. And no one takes more risk than farmer. Without any insurance, nothing. There is no one-time settlement, so he is always in trouble. And entrepreneurship is a real solution to India's growing population and how to address it. And therefore, Prime Minister's program of skilling India, we don't realize the importance of it. But as we go along, we'll see a huge change that is going to be brought about. China had large SOEs, state-owned enterprises. And same China had huge number of TVC, town and village industries, TVI, town and village industries, which is like our MSMEs. Large number. Like the same China, which has the largest hydroelectric project in the world, 3 Gorges, 18,000 megawatt, has the same China has even few kilowatt hours of power generation from hydroelectricity. So the Chinese have a unique model, the largest as well as the smallest. I think unless we have the small enterprises coming up, we'll never be able to grow them into big. Every enterprise, whether it Google was, where was it started? In garage somewhere? Microsoft was started by a startup in some dormitory. Apple was struggling all the time till they hit the jackpot. So all the small enterprises. So to be entrepreneur is the solution to India's many problems. So thank you very much and congratulations for doing this. Now 2 points on the railways. You asked me a wrong question because I would be here for another 5 hours talking about railways. But you wanted to know about how we are going to finance it. 8,50,000 crore is a budget, $142 billion. We'll already got 1,50,000 crores from LIC, which was just about a GSEC rate. Now GSEC has gone down by 50 basis points, so our rate has come down dramatically. We'll repay over 30 years period. Plus, the World Bank is anchoring a fund, which may be about $32 billion, wherein all the pension funds and the provident funds of the world would like to invest. I was in Japan, I met the Prime Minister, Finance Minister, many of them. They're all excited about this. In Korea, the same thing. Canadians are very, very keen on doing that. Australia has $2 trillion of pension funds, more than the GDP. They are also very keen to do that. Plus, of course, we get about 55,000, or say 50 to 60,000 crores a year from GBS, which is almost 3 lakh crores. Then we already got a station development program, 400 stations we are going to develop. Each station is the prime real estate property in the country, because there is no place where more people go than the railway station. And if more people frequent the place, the value of the place goes up. There's a captive audience. You go to the station, you have to wait there, and trains, also railways, make sure that you do good business so they don't come on time. So you make good business. So actually, there is a tremendous product. That itself should attract anywhere between 1,50,000 to 2 lakh crores. Our PPP, in fact, I should not be saying this, but we have issued 4 major tenders after last 6 months, which have got all the top companies of the world. I'm sure you are on the board of many of them, because he is the one chartered accountant is on board of all blue chip companies. And those companies, the value of these contracts are easily upward of $15 billion. And each one of them was done so transparently that even the GE chairman came here and he said that my next bet is on railways. The Siemens, the Deepak Parekh was telling me that I was so excited about looking at how transparent that process was, because I don't know myself who is going to get the contract, because it doesn't come to me at all. And that again will be another source. We are getting PP project. There are a number of them. So funding more or less should be tied up. But next round after 5 years should be double of that. So we should go for about $300 billion in the next 5 years now. At that time, we need to find out. But I think money, in my opinion, is the least of the problem. Globally, there is so much of money supply. Even Fed will reduce or increase the rate will also mean that money flow will not stop. The cost of money will go up. That's the only thing. When they put money into hot stocks, you may lose money or you gain money somewhere. But if you invest into some long-term business like railways, there is no possibility of doing that. So the money will always be available, and therefore you have to match the funder's interest as well as your own needs. And that's where the pension funds and others absolutely fall in place, because pension fund need for 30 years, and we will be very happy to get for 30 years. In fact, any infrastructure would be very happy to get for 30 years. So this is a great opportunity. The last point, what other great friend of mine, Mukund Chitai, asked about how does, and it's a very moot question, is there another, I don't have the answer really. It's a question about how does chartered accountant or any other person interested to do something for the country gets involved in it. And that's a very, very valid point, and I don't know really, to tell you very frankly, I also keep thinking about it. But we need to find out some sort of a platform. I think I was always saying this, and I believe in it, that Institute of Chartered Accountants of India must become like a think tank of India. You must, not necessarily everybody has to be a soldier wearing an army uniform to fight for the country. Even the think tanks could contribute significantly to what we really need to do. Even the US, most of the policy work in the United States is done by the think tanks. This is something which is a great model. I personally feel that if you can make Institute of Chartered Accountants of India a think tank of India, so that will be a greatest contribution. So we then don't have to run around ministers, nothing to follow in Delhi. We'll let them do their work. We'll create policy framework. We'll tell them that this is what needs to be done. We'll have a very outreach program. This is what is really necessary in the country. Because people who act need not necessarily be having time to think. Whereas you have the ability to analyze, think, and come out with a policy solution, which could then be very easily implemented. And then we don't have to repent at leisure if you do work in a hurry by making a policy. And that's why I think that could be one area. But I think one day we'll have a proper brainstorming on this. And I'm sorry, I need to leave. I have to attend 3 foundation days today. Immediately after this, the Institute of Chemical Technology, where it's one of the most premier institutions, even Mukesh Ambani was a student of that. Then I have to do the Bombay Chamber of Commerce Foundation Day in Cuff Parade. And then IDBI Bank's Foundation Day in Nariman Point. So 3 foundation days, but I thought my foundation is in the institute. So I came here. So thank you very much, and sorry.
I very quickly request our past president M.M. Chetleji, Uttamji, and Vikamsaji kindly come up and give a small memento on behalf of ICAI to our minister, sir. And I also request my council colleague Sardulji sir, please come up and very quickly a small vote of thanks.
Respected seniors on the dais and friends.
Friends, please be seated on your respective places. We will continue our meeting.